If elected judge, I will work tirelessly to promote fairness, efficiency, and justice in the Lawrence County courts. My name is Jonathan Miller, and I ask for your vote on May 20th for Lawrence County Common Pleas Judge.
We all know there's an advantage to being the home team, to playing at home. And at LGKG, we have been your home team for personal injury cases involving automobile accidents and workers' compensation claims for over 90 years. At LGKG, over 10,000 clients have trusted us to represent them. We know how to present your case to a Western Pennsylvania jury. We know what makes them tick. We know how to win.
We are inside the castle. My name is Ashley LAPIER, and today I am joined by Cara Firmi, or I should say, I'm joining Cara Firmi in her establishment. And see, I'm getting better at these names. I made sure to ask her before I started videotaping how to say her last name, so that's always a good part to start with. So tell us, where are we? Where am I?
So we are at the Newcastle Union Station Craft Distillery, 334 East Washington Street, in the old train station. And Clark Studios, as everybody knows it.
Well, there you go. It used to be Clark Studios, and the space is really nice. You have a beautiful bar here. There's a little bit of a theme consistently here. I see a little choo-choo kind of coming through, and I hear that at the end of the night, you guys kick everybody out with something.
Oh yes, Dave's famous whistle blow. Hey, he's on time, well, now it's 10:45 since we're open until 11. Everybody dreads that whistle blow, but Dave lives for it. Sometimes we mess with him. I put some powdered sugar in it. I clogged it with some Gorilla paste so he couldn't blow it. Love messing with Dave, but he enjoys the whistle.
So you're about making the good times roll regardless of the time.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. So one of the things I really love about this establishment, because I do frequent it quite a bit, I love the beverages that you've come up with. And what kind of got you into this? Because I know this isn't your full background. You're not a barmaid. Well, what's the appropriate title for you?
Well, I like to consider myself more of a mixologist now.
Okay.
I do have a background in bartending, but just local bars, beer and shot, here you go, nothing fun. So when the guys started this, I kind of just said, I want to have fun with it. I want to, play with flavors. Obviously we have, our base spirits here. So, and I can only use stuff that's made in PA, which limits my ability. So I had to learn to make things from scratch. One thing we pride ourselves on is everything is fresh. Fresh fruit. I make all of our simple syrups. So it just became fun to experiment and see what tastes good. I do try to, try my experiments prior. Sometimes I don't, and then I just watch a customer's face and say,
Must have worked
is it
out.
good? So far, nobody spit it out, so we're good.
Yes, that is good.
But it's just a fun. I just really became very creative in the cocktail. I like a challenge. Coney Island brought me in their chili seasoning. They're like, make a drink, and I'm like, oh Lord.
Yeah, how do you?
But we did.
that?
We
That's
came up with
awesome.
the Coney Afterburn, and it was a hit. So
That's
it was
cool.
fun, and now I use it for my Bloody Mary rim, and everybody loves it. So
That sounds so cool,
Yeah.
and that's such a nice little touch for Newcastle having
Yes,
that Coney
it's
Island.
Coney Island,
I love
so.
that. So, and then all of these up here, are they all, anything that says Dandy Dancer, that's the brand, right? That
Yes.
You guys, and you produce that in-house?
yes, that is all made right here in the back room. You come down, Dave gives a tour. We call it Dave's Long-Winded Distillery Tour. It's about 45 minutes if you want a short tour. Ask for Rod. It's about 10 and you're out. But people love it. It's very educational. Learn a lot about the process of distilling. I do believe Dave's going to offer an opportunity to come take a class.
Oh, nice.
To be a distiller for the day, either mashing or distilling or all of the above. Obviously it happens on different days, but if you want the whole experience. So I do believe that is coming soon.
Okay,
In
fine.
the near future, which people love. They love to learn about it. They love to see it, smell it. You go back there when they're mashing, it smells like breakfast, oatmeal.
Yeah, are you going to do a mixology course maybe at one point too?
Possibly. I've been throwing around the idea in my head to do maybe a contest
Oh, fine.
to like you see on TV, and it's like, who's the best mixologist, and have stations set up probably outside where different bartenders from the area can come in, show their skills, and win a prize.
Is there some showman skill in there too, you think?
Oh yes,
I
you
think-
gotta have the showmanship.
I know that you've got some.
Yes.
I mean, one of your most popular beverages that I know my cousin purchases all the time is your smoky old fashioned.
Yes, that is one of our most popular drink. Everybody wants it smoked. Some nights we're like, oh,
It's too
because
smoky in
it's
here.
wall to wall people,
Right.
and everybody's like, smoke, 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 and we're like, ah. But it's a good.
What's in that, by the way?
So it's either bourbon or rye, your choice, or even dark rum. People have got it with dark rum. A little bit of simple syrup, bitters, and of course Luxardo cherries, and then the orange peel, and then we use a whiskey barrel oak wood chip,
Oh, wow.
and it's just very delicious.
Well, can I get one of those?
Absolutely.
I want to see. Okay, so again, you are a mixologist, so there's a lot of artistic ability here with what you're creating. And did you come up with this just from having the resources on hand, that this was going to be a popular beverage, or did it just kind of work out that?
It kind of just worked out that we made it and people loved it. I have to give credit to Rodney's son. I had no idea what the heck an old fashioned was, and I'm like, B, what's an old fashioned? And he's like, it's this, this, and this. I'm like, all right,
Let's make it
so
happen.
he taught me, and I followed his recipe, and it's best.
It's really
it's
good.
best. So we'll start out. We'll do rye because that's my ultimate favorite.
Okay.
I always recommend it.
Is the rye sweeter than the bourbon, or how?
It's not. It has more to me like of a peppery taste.
Okay.
I am not a whiskey fan.
Oh, is it whiskey? I'm sorry. So it's
Well, it's bourbon whiskey and rye whiskey.
Okay.
They're both whiskeys.
wonderful. I like
but
whiskey.
to me, bourbon, I can't get behind it. There's something. It's an acquired taste.
Okay.
Just like gin.
Sure, yes.
But rye, I was like, I hate whiskey, but this rye, it's the best.
Is
And
it
we convert a lot of people.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
So, and then I see you have an ice ball cube in
Yes,
there.
we did
essentially.
start with the ice balls. At first, we only had, the cubes of ice. Our customers were constantly requesting it. So we bought a refrigerator and made it happen. So now they have a big ball.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
Yes.
And then I love the display of your bitters. What was that you just poured in?
So this was just the normal bitters that goes in.
Okay.
I do have all sorts of bitters, allspice bitters, almond, orange, chocolate.
They almost look like
like
perfume
walnut.
bottles. I
Yes,
love them. They look
yes.
very antique-y.
That is what I was going for.
Very cool.
We get a lot of compliments on the bottles.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Dave makes the simple syrup.
Okay.
Don't know how to say that word, so if you can do it.
Let's give it a try. Demerara. Demerara.
Yes. So
Rah-rah.
it's like kind of like a brown sugar
Okay.
simple syrup that we use just strictly for our old fashions. But
Fun.
made fresh all the time. So just a little squirt of that. And then of course our Luxardo cherries, which we buy in bulk, so I put in a container because the can's way too big.
Okay.
And then just a little bit of that with some juice.
That's pretty.
Stir it 17 times.
17 times.
17
There's a
times.
math to this. I
There
love
is,
it.
17 times. And everybody always says, nobody makes old fashions like you do. And I said, because they don't stir it 17 times.
There you go. There you go. There's the science to it.
Yes. And then you just take the orange and get a little bit of the peel. And the key is just to extract the oils from the orange.
So you don't want to squeeze it. You just want to kind of.
Well, you'll squeeze it just at the end after
Okay.
you twist it. You rub it around the rim. And then throw it in, and then you take your smoker.
Okay, so this is the show time. This is where
Yes.
the audience gets like
People
rowdy
just love
and get
it.
really excited about
Oh,
this
yes.
part. Ooh la la. That smells good. As I cough.
Yes. The key is to not inhale the smoke.
Yes, I know, and I'm doing the absolute
I've had
opposite.
customers who, took the cap off and then just took a sip, and it was like, oh, and they choke.
Oh my gosh,
Always
yeah.
let the smoke clear.
Yes.
So you
So
just
it's-
let that sit.
For how long do you want to usually let that sit?
Depending on how smoky you want it. The longer you let it sit, the more smoky it gets. Some people go 3 minutes. I've seen people, I don't know if they forgot about it, like 5 minutes. So just depends on how much you want that smoky flavor, because it infuses as it sits.
That's cool.
But it's fun when you take it off and then the smoke kind of lingers out.
Ooh, it's so fancy. I love the
Yes.
orange peel too. You know, it's very much an art form being a mixologist, and just watching it, you know, evolve, this drink evolve with all the different flavors, knowing
Yes.
that at the end, whenever the smoke clears, you're gonna get something truly unique and original that somebody can just pour in a glass and just pour it in, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I love that this art form has made its way here into Newcastle, and you are definitely a pro at it. So I know every week you have different specials. Is that accurate?
I do. So every week I have 3 new specials. I try to do new ones. I've only repeated a few, only because of customer requests.
Yeah.
Like Adam texted me today, he wanted the blueberry one. He also wanted a watermelon, and I'm like, let's slow the roll, let
Yeah.
watermelons get into season.
Right.
But I did bring back a blueberry only because Adam requested it. But we also do our customers, if you have a cocktail, bring it to me. I love that. It makes my job super easy. Like, give me your drink, I will make it.
And yeah, that sounds like really nice to have somebody say, I have, like, there's this one drink that I remember from back home called the Woo Woo, and it's cranberry juice, and I don't even know what else is in it anymore, but I used to love saying woo woo all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Appropriate for maybe this place at one point.
Yes.
Should I give that a try,
You
or?
should. You want a straw?
Give it a
Straws there.
You try it
Give
too.
it a shot.
Here, you try
Oh,
it.
this is my favorite drink. So I've tried it many, many
So
times.
you know what you're getting yourself
Oh, I
into.
know. It's my favorite drink.
Okay. This is so pretty.
But
I love that. It's cold, it's refreshing, very clean. Like I said, it's very fresh. The ingredients are fresh. When you go in to drink it, you can smell a little bit of the orange, and the smokiness still is lingering there. I'm going to actually sip the side of it because I know that you put a little bit of
The
the orange
orange,
on
yeah.
the rim. That's just really nice, Cara. So, I love a good drink, but there's also like a way to drink a drink that is the right way and a wrong way. So like, you don't want to shot this.
no.
You want to sip and let it linger.
This is a very sippable drink. That is my problem. I drink them way too fast.
Oh, it just goes straight to
Because
the head.
it's so good.
It is very good.
But it is very, very strong because it's basically all alcohol.
Yeah.
You know, and I always pre-warn people if they're new to the old-fashioned world, I'm like, take it slow because it is a lot, you know. And that's one thing about our bars that not most, like some of the drinks are very strong. Like you only need 1 or 2, and you're feeling pretty good. You
That
know?
is very accurate. I
And
agree
this
with
is
you.
one of them.
Yes.
Because it's just a nice sipping drink to, you know, talk to people, socialize, hang
Yeah.
out, and sip on it.
I think it's also one of those things when it's cold outside or chilly, it
Oh, yes.
definitely can warm you up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely getting a little bit of a warm center feeling right now just from enjoying just the one sip of it. So that is a very refreshing sipper.
Yes.
Sipper is the key
Sipper is the
word
key.
there.
You do not want to chug this.
No. So what other things do you have going on in this bar?
So we have different events. I think our next event is April 12th, where we have a food truck. Should have brought my schedule. I know we have April 26th, Cousins Maine Lobster is going to be here, as well as Mark and Marco. They'll be playing for us. April 18th, we have Sam Gianetti. If you haven't heard him, he is great. April 12th is events by MK. So, you know, we try to do multiple events throughout the summer. You know, our big celebration is going to be September 26th or 7th. I can't remember.
Okay. But what is
would
that
be
celebrating?
That's our anniversary party. It'll be 2 years open.
Wow.
We're going to do it big. I got Grandview Soul playing. We
Oh,
have
that's a great dance.
we have Russ Saylor, and we have Luann and Doug playing here. Also, I'm trying to get multiple food trucks. I have one right now, which is the burger truck that was here a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Very delicious food.
Okay.
I just happened to get them on Lent, which was a bad idea.
Oh.
but I wasn't thinking, and it was just like, food truck, food truck, food
And
truck.
there's some places that need a little difference from everything just being fish around here on
Yeah,
a Friday. So
yeah.
believe me.
They did okay. I mean, we
Good.
didn't have people come in and order. It was just not ideal because it was Lent, and you know
Yeah.
we have a lot of Catholics in this area. And it was just
absolutely.
like, I felt bad because it was like, yeah, but it is what it is, and I do my best.
You learn from from going through business and
Yes.
seeing what is successful in your community and not. In fact, one of the other things that I really like that you guys have done here, you don't necessarily have food, but you do have snacks for people.
Yes.
And that's just to kind of level out. I mean, anytime you have snacks here, I see you have a popcorn popper. That's one of those things where when I've had my first drink, I start to dive into the popcorn
Oh, yes.
popper. Good snack there. And then you also have some chips and stuff out for your guests and patrons, which is really nice. And then like having a different food truck here regularly is a great idea and definitely brings people. In fact, I heard about the
The Cousin's Maine Lobster,
Yeah.
yes.
So that is a very popular company
yes.
in our region. They have lobster rolls.
They do lobster tacos, lobster grilled cheese, lobster quesadillas, and they bring the people. We
That's
were so
wonderful.
busy.
That's
we were
wonderful.
so busy.
That's great, and that's
Yes.
what we need to have more of here. Now, how has business been here in Newcastle for you guys?
It has been good. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little skeptical. I'm like, it's Newcastle, but the people, the people in Newcastle, we love them. They support us.
They've come out.
We have regulars. They're here every week. We have new people, still coming in weekly, which we love, and then they also become our regulars. Our goal is to everybody who walks in this door walks back through that door. I'm not saying you have to come every week, but we love seeing the people, and I try to always remember the faces,
Yeah.
names, forget about it unless I say it 35 times to myself. But your face, like Rodney's bad with that, but it's their first time, and I'm like, they were here 25 times. But we pride ourselves on customer service. That is one thing about this place. There's no TVs. We just talk. Everybody comes in as strangers and leaves as friends. I see people hugging, and I'm like, did you know them? And they're like, no, but I do now.
Yeah, I've definitely met so many people just
Yes.
being at the bar here because you're right. They come and they gather here and
Yes.
they become good friends after leaving here. I've made a couple friends in the area just by coming into this bar.
Yes.
And the new efforts that you guys have to add a wall of photos of your regulars is really great. There's a couple familiar faces on
Oh,
that
yes.
wall. In fact, I pinpointed Andrew Henley, who is
Yes.
the executive director of the library. And I've been here a couple times with Andrew, and I know that he has a favorite drink as well that is pretty popular.
Yes.
But he always comes in and he says, what? He says,
Can I please try a White Russian? I never had one before.
that's right. He says, I've never had one before.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, we've seen him have at least several in the past.
Yes.
But I love that line, and it's original to him, and nobody else can steal it from him, quite
Exactly.
honestly. And I love the White Russian as well. It is more of a coffee-based flavor.
Yes.
And also a little bit of a sipper. Now, that's where I get into trouble because I could drink that really fast.
Yes, and those are also very strong. 'Cause
yes.
You have to remember there are 2 shots. There's a shot of vodka and a shot of the coffee liqueur. Now the coffee liqueur is, I think it's 60 proof compared to the 80 proof. But
Wow.
combine them, still a dangerous drink, and it tastes so yummy, you do drink it fast.
Very much.
And people are like, whoa, I'm feeling a little tipsy. And I'm like, yeah, it's 2 shots.
Yeah, but it's so tasty too, and
Yes.
it makes total sense that that's one of your more popular beverages.
Yes.
I'm gonna have one more sip of this,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then I'd love to see how you make
Yeah.
this White Russian because I've never had one before.
Yeah.
What's in a White Russian again?
So White Russian is going to be, we use heavy cream, and we shake it really a lot. We shake it a lot to make it a thick, so it floats on top, because it's all about the presentation. People are like, wow, that's a beautiful drink. What is it?
Right.
And I'm like, I don't want to tell you because then you're gonna order one. But
Because it takes a while.
it
to
does.
prep, right?
It is a. It does take a little while, and Rodney's our district guy, so he's always like, oh, more shakers, but it's just, that's what they want, you know?
Right.
So,
And it's a very popular beverage right now.
it is, yeah. So we'll start off with the heavy cream.
It almost looks like marshmallow fluff.
Yes.
When it goes in. It's
And
like
just
getting
a
ready for a
little bit of
milkshake
sugar.
almost. Is
We
that
don't do-
powdered sugar or just regular?
Just
granulated?
regular
Okay.
sugar, yeah. I was using simple syrup, but it like waters it down just a little bit too much. And you
Just got that
shake and you shake.
What's that show with the one guy? It's like saving bars. Do you know what the show
Oh,
is?
the bar rescue.
Bar
With
Rescue.
John Taffer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I always love how he's about like make that shake, make the connection with
Yes.
your audience and everything.
They tell
So-
you to smile, but you see my face. I'm like,
Well, do it one more time and do it to the camera so they can see your
yeah,
look.
yeah. This is a lot of shaking. I can't do both. All right. And we just mix the two.
It's like it knew when to stop itself, huh?
Yes. So
pretty
all
cool.
of our bottles have 1.5 ounce pours on them, just so that
They know.
all the drinks are consistent.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's smart.
And then shake it with All right. Now we just take it. And that is it. So as you see, it's layered,
Mm-hmm.
and that makes it very pretty.
It is very pretty. So when people drink this, do they typically mix the whole drink before they take a sip, or do they just start
Usually
sipping?
they will
Okay.
stir it up, just so you get the whole effect.
Would you recommend that we do that then?
Yes. Or if not, you're gonna get a whole mouthful of alcohol.
I mean, when in Rome, right?
Yeah.
Or Union Distillery.
Yes.
All right. It looks so it looks like a hug
Yes.
before I even sip it. So good. That's so good.
Good.
So, I taste the sugar. It's very sweet. Tastes like one of those frou-frou drinks that I'd get at a coffee place with lots of cream in it.
Yes.
But there's a very small hint of alcohol in it, and that's more tasting like the coffee part of it.
Mhm.
It's delicious, guys. If you haven't had either of these drinks, you're really missing out, and you should come stop in and try one. I mean, the prices are very modest too. How much would something like this typically cost?
So the White Russian, I do believe, is on our signature.
So you can get
it's
this anytime.
$12 a drink.
Mm.
But again, you get a lot of alcohol.
A lot.
You get 2 shots and then the cream. So, most of our drinks, we're not, your cheap bar,
Yeah.
but we're quality.
And that's the important part, is that you're seeing more and more quality starting to show up in downtown Newcastle,
Yes.
like Le Resto. I know they also serve your alcohol, is that correct?
Yes, they do. They
How does
use
that
our
work?
license.
Okay.
So with the, distillery, you have, I think we have 3 or 4, like licensing that we can use at other places. So Le Resto was one of them, because that's the problem, there's no liquor license available in this town.
Yeah.
So with a restaurant, alcohol is very important. So we were able to lease them our license. They run their bar, and then they have to use all Pennsylvania-made products. So they do have our products. They also bring in others. Neshannock Creek Brewing. We were up at Conneaut Lake Cellars. So they have the opportunity to bring in, all PA-made products. Same with us. We tend to stick with our, alcohol, but we do have Conneaut Cellars,
I see that.
coffee liqueur, their vermouth. Now we started with MLH's coffee liqueur, which we will end up going back to because our customers, that's
what they
go-to.
really like.
That's
Yeah.
until we make our own, obviously. But yeah, the Resto is doing really well. People like to see local. we love working with other businesses, you know, to try to build Newcastle.
Yeah.
Because we want to see it flourish, we want to see more businesses come in, and see them succeed, because that's ultimately what we all want to do.
We want, and I agree wholeheartedly that everybody's working together to have things to highlight to outsiders what Newcastle's about. That way also building pride within.
Yes.
And I'm so happy to be part of a community that has nice establishments like this, like yours, Le Resto. You know, the food quality downtown is excellent, and the drink quality downtown is excellent.
Yes.
But, so you do that for Le Resto. Where else can somebody get like one of your cocktails other than just coming in to, Neshannock Creek, or I'm sorry, Newcastle Distillery?
Yes.
See, the Russians coming in.
Speaking, Neshannock Creek carries our products. They have all of our alcohol. They make mixed drinks down there as well. Loresto, Edwards,
Okay.
they are very good to us. Edwards Restaurant. There's Kelly's Side Door, and I do believe that's it at this time.
Okay.
But we're trying to, you know, get more people to. Now we are more of a premium product.
Absolutely.
But you know, we can't be like the big guys, because it's 2 guys, 3 guys now. We have Brian who helps, but it's Dave, Rod, and Brian producing, you know, and it's a lot of work.
Absolutely.
And we put a lot of time into making, so
This
we
isn't
can't
something
compete.
people can do overnight.
No, oh no. It took like 3 years to actually open the doors here.
Wow.
And you know, it's just constant that they have to keep going, keep producing new stuff. You know, we have to get bourbon in the barrels, because the real bourbon takes 2 years to age. So, you know, hopefully by, I think, September, October, we will have our straight bourbon out on the shelves, which will be 2 years, so that will be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of work, so, you know, we can't compete with Tito's or
No.
things like that, so it's kind of more difficult to get into the bar scene, because everybody wants to make money,
Absolutely.
and we get that, but, you know, we're just all about supporting local.
That and again, the quality. This
Yes.
is something that isn't manufactured in a huge building.
Right.
This is a local
It's all
business
small batch.
that is not just producing the beverage, but also serving it in-house.
Yes.
Serving experiences for our guests with music, with food trucks. You also have a little patio out back that I really enjoy
We
sitting
do.
out on, and having a cocktail out there. But I think from speaking with Rod, there's more intentions to grow that back area as well in the future.
Yes, hopefully soon. Looking to extend the patio area to go down to the end and then around to the back, just for more outdoor seating, you know, because we do have, you know, we put tables out front, but, you know, that kind of, it takes away from parking.
Absolutely.
So we're trying to expand the back, plus it's more private, in the back and on the side. You know, we try to put shrubs up to keep it private and nice.
Yeah.
Good lighting. So yeah, in the summertime, the deck's always full, cigar smokers. That's
There
when
you
I
go.
have to gear my drinks more towards what goes well with a cigar. And that's where the Adam's apple, that's a popular one. And I'm sure you can guess who came up with the name.
Yeah, I figured it would be Adam. of
Yes,
course.
yes. But that goes well with, you know, their cigar smoking, so they just have a ball out there.
That's awesome. That's
Yes.
really nice. So I love how you guys have grown here in such a short period of time with your offerings. And I also heard that you had an event during the winter time that included like a paint class. Can you tell me a little bit more about that and what that entailed?
Yeah, so we use a local artist, Dustin DeRosa.
Oh.
He's great. He will hold, you know, he's been here twice, and then we also had an event at the Confluence with him. But he comes in, he always asks me, what do you want to do? You know, something fun. Like we did, our first time was a canvas, just to kind of
Yeah.
get the feel for it. The next time we did these bottles, just because I thought it was cool. Now these are our bottles. They were emptied, and then we just saved them. I don't know, you can't really see
That
it, but
is
there's
really
a little light
beautiful,
in there.
though. I see the trees and a nice little display, some
Yes.
water. That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So did he
that was
paint
fun.
that, or did one of
This
you guys
one
paint it?
is Dustin's.
Look at that. He's
He
very
does great.
talented.
Oh, he's very talented. And then we also did the wood, like a wood, a round wood. What do you call board?
Like a platter or something like a
Yeah, it
wood-
was like a wood. Yes. We do have an email list that you can sign up for. We do have an email list that you can sign up for when you
Nice.
shop in.
Is that the
Scan
QR code? Nice.
Sign up for our email. We do like email exclusive events. Like if we have a new tasting, say we're ready to open up the bourbon, it's going to be people on our email list that get an invite.
That's
to
really
do
nice. And
that.
that's exclusive.
That's exclusive.
That's really cool.
Because obviously we're small, so we have to limit the amount of people. But we try to do things to make people feel special.
Absolutely.
But you know, obviously we're always welcoming new people. Join that email list. We may have to go outside and do it because if that gets too big, well, you know, that's going to be a problem. But it'll be
Absolutely.
okay.
How many people on a busy night do you typically have in your bar?
Well, it's really hard to say. We, like on a busy night, we set up for seating for about 51. And that includes the distillery room.
Okay. So people can go in the distillery room and hang out and have
They
cocktails
can.
in there.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we put tables out. They can sit in there, hang out. Because we're very. I think we could fit about 20 in here.
Okay.
In the bar room.
And then 20 up over, or it's like 30 in that.
30 in that room. But in the summertime, it's endless. Like we can have as many people as you want.
Perfect.
But I mean, this place, certain events, you know, Cousins Payne Lobster, Mark and Marco, they bring the people. It's wall to wall, and people don't mind. They have a great time. It's
You're
just
making
standing
friends.
room only.
Right.
They're making friends.
You're making friends. That's always a
yes,
good thing.
yes.
Well, listen, I've really had a great time enjoying these lovely cocktails that you made for us today. I can't thank you enough for the White Russian and the delicious, smoky, help me with the name.
Old fashioned.
Old fashioned.
And now she's double
I'm-
fisting.
yeah. Oh, they go well together.
Yes.
And I've really enjoyed being here. I encourage more people to come out and to the Newcastle Union Distillery and enjoy Cara Firmi and the staff here and the wonderful beverages they make. She's a lot of good company to have behind the bar, so if you're ever lonely, believe me, she's a good person to say hi to. Thank you so much for having us again
Yeah,
today,
thank
and
you.
I wish you the very best.
Thank you so much.